welcome to BFS Wargaming. I'm Alex, I'm here with Andrew.
Hello.
We're doing a 1750 point game today. It's going to be Tau versus Admech and the Imperial Knights with them. I'll let Andrew start with going through what his army entails.
Okay, so this is my Tau army. It's 1,746 points. I've got 3 battalions. Start with the middle one here. This is Borkan Sept. It's got my Warlord here with a pure Tide engram Euro chip and the Warlord trait of Few Unity Devastation with a Cadre Fireblade, 2 6-man strike teams and a 5-man strike team. They're Borkan Sept. I can't remember if I said that already. This is also Borkan Sept. I've got the 2 HQs. We've got a Commander and Cold Star Battlesuit with 2 fusion blasters. I've got an Ethereal on a hover drone. I've got 3 more 5-man strike teams, 5-man Pathfinder team with a pulse accelerator drone, broadside battlesuit with as much missiles as I can put on it, a Riptide battlesuit with some smart missiles and the I can't remember what it's called, big chain gun thing.
That's good enough. It looks like a big chain gun.
Yeah. This is my last
battalion.
Yeah, battalion. I can't remember what they're called over here. This is Tau Sept. I've got a Commander Shadow Sun, Dark Stride, which is HQs. I've got 2 3-man stealth suit squads, 10-man crew squad, 2 5-man breacher squads who are going to be with Dark Strider in this Devilfish here.
Okay.
That's all of it.
All right. So you've got Tau Septs. They're 5 up Overwatch.
Yeah, 5 up on Overwatch.
And 2 Borkan Septs.
Borkan Sept, which are add 6 inch to their range for rapid fire and heavy weapons.
Okay. And you've gone with a commander with only 2 fusion blasters, not?
Yeah, I ran out of points. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm quite thankful for that.
To be honest, I think 4 is overdoing a bit, and to means if I lose him, that's an extra like 40 points I lose when he dies, which he will.
All right, perfect. Well, we'll go on to the Admech, and then we'll go from there. And we'll find out what game we're going to play and see how this all goes. Okay, so this is 1750 points on the dot of Admech with Imperial Knights. So it's a battalion of Styges 8. What we'll do is run through what we've got here. So we've got a unit of Rangers with 1 Transuranic Arquebus and an Omnispecs in the team there because I had the extra 7 points knocking around. But I've got 2 5-man squads of Vanguard, all basic, no plasma or anything in there. Then we've got the Tech Priest Engine Seer, and then we've got the Tech Priest Dominus, who is the Warlord for the army. He'll be running the Monitor Malevolus Warlord trait, so that's a roll of 6 up anytime a stratagem is played, so that's mine or Andrew. And then we've got a 7-man squad of Electro Priests, a full bright version, so the Electro Leech staves. Then I've got 2 Doom Crawlers, one with the Icarus Array and a Cognis Stubber extra, and then the other one with a Neutron Laser and the extra Cognis Stubber there as well. They're running broad spectrum data tellers of their war gear as well. Then I've got 2 Dragoons, just with the Taser Lances. They're 1 unit, those 2. Then 2 Castellan robots with the 3 Phosphor Blasters, going all out with the guns there. And then I've got a super heavy detachment of 3 Armigers, and they're all Thermal Spear and Stubbers with those as well. We're actually playing this before the Codex is dropped for the Imperial Knights, so we're playing these with the original points. I'm sure they're lowered in the new Codex. And obviously there's the Helverin options, which I've pre-ordered. Hope to get those and see how those work. So they're essentially like having these Icarus arrays shoved on their hands with higher strength damage. It'll be good to see. So that's my army. Hopefully it's going to stand up against the tower, knowing that they've got a lot of decent missile launchers, fusion blasters, all that to deal with all these vehicles.
It's mostly infantry though.
Mostly infantry, which actually, to be honest, I haven't got a huge amount of firepower when it comes to infantry because these melters, they're D3 shots. The Stubbers, I need to get slightly closer, but they're not huge strength. They're strength 4. I mean, tower toughness 4, or 3.
It's 3 probably,
3.
yeah. 3
so they might be able to chip away at them. Neutral laser D3. The Icarus array, that might actually do some damage to your infantry, but it's -1 to hit ground units. So we'll see how that goes. And obviously with Styges, there's a bit of infiltration going on, especially with these Tech Priests. See if they survive the onslaught of greater good, if I can get them in.
Yeah, the skin's a bit Tau like that, so they might join me.
No, it's nothing like Tau. Right, so we'll go in, we'll find out what mission we're going to play, and then we'll get back to you at that point. Okay, so we've just done deployment. So we're doing the Sealed Orders mission. That is, each player generates 6 tactical objectives. Can't show the other player what those objectives are, and think it's a victory point for each one. It's just the standard thing. You just don't tell your opponent what it is that you have to achieve that round. You can discard those cards as well, but it costs you, I think, a command point to do so. So go through the deployment. So the Admech is on this side here. Everything is essentially deployed back and put up a bit of a wall with the Vanguard, and the armour goes up front. Just the Doom Crawlers and the robots for sort of firepower from the back rather than throwing everything up forward this time, especially against Tau. Had some infiltration happen with the Tau and their stealth suits. So we've actually got 2 units of stealth suits with shield drones and who's the character you got there?
Commander Shadow Sun.
And Shadow Sun. So they're in the building here, pretty much on the border of my
The
deployment.
deployment zone is right there, and he wasn't there, so
yeah,
don't worry about 12 inches there.
Nothing of mine had been really deployed at that point, other than my HQ at the back, so I can get my Monitor Malevolus off. I spent the command points to do my infiltrate. So I have got my chickens, my dragoons, and electro priests currently sat in infiltration, ready for the start of the game. That's why they're not on the board at the moment. And the rest of the Tau is set up at the back here. So we've got the crew up front on the objective there. Obviously, they get to do a bit of a move before the start of the game as well. And then we've got a massive wall of Tau units. Yeah, just hundreds of infantry, it feels.
With the one objective that never comes up for me in the entire game.
Yeah, so objective 5, that's the one you don't want to get because it's going to cause me issues. Everything's back here, then we've got objective 6 with another squad, so that's a strike team, is it on the front there?
Yeah, strike team.
Strike team there. And then we've got the Devilfish with...
the 2 breach teams and Dark Strider.
Right, okay. So that's the deployment. Right, so we'll roll off to see who goes first. Admech deployed first, we get +1 to the roll, so do you want to roll first? So what Tau get? Tau get a 4. Admech get 3 plus a 1, so that's 4 as well, so we have to roll off again. And Tau first. Getting a 4 again. And a 4 again with the +1. This is terrible. Right, let's go again.
Come on, 6.
Oh, okay, right. Well, no point me rolling because I'll always get +1. So that'll be Admech turn 1, unless you want to see the initiative.
I will. Oh, well, let's see, should I?
Who's complaining about going first? No, 2? Okay, right, so it's going to be Admech turn 1. Okay, so Admech turn 1 objectives pulled. So Andrew's not actually in the room at the moment, so you can't see what I've got to do. These are my objectives for this one. Through. And then we've got these 3 as well. So we'll go into the turn 1. See if we can play. Okay, so that's the end of the Admech movement phase. So what we've done here is we move the Vanguard, they're at the front, around to objective 2. The Vanguard here have moved up, they're going to get themselves into range of the stealth suits there. The Armiger here is moved to the side, see if we can do some damage and maybe charge if it survives. Nothing moved back here, everything's staying stationary that can shoot there. Then the Armiger on this side, round from where those towering rocks are. Did an advance move over the wall here. The chickens, I was thinking about moving in but ended up leaving where they were on the off chance that this vehicle explodes. I don't want them taking any damage. And then we've got the other armor that's moved up to the wall to hopefully help with that Devilfish. Electro Priests on the other side of the table. Move them all up here. They're all running towards this objective and towards the Kroot as well. And we'll see if they can get their charge because it'd be nice if we can clear them off. So we'll go into the shooting phase. Okay, so end of Admech turn 1 shooting phase. Pretty much the majority of my stuff back here took shots at these stealth suits, and they're somehow still standing. -1 to hit is making things hit on 4s and 5s. I seem to be rolling terribly on those. The fact they have a 2-up armour save because of cover, of which we actually only realised halfway through. Andrew's using his armour save rather than the cover save as well. So pretty much all these Vanguard, all this lot shot back here. My Armiger here shot into the Devilfish, and I think in the end the range he was at did something like 18 wounds. Probably should have shot him first because this Armiger shot at the same Devilfish, and I think he did something like 6 or 7 wounds.
I need to roll on them, I haven't rolled for...
Oh yeah, because they disembarked, so we need to roll to find out actually how many of these are actually still alive.
Dark Strider, don't die please.
Dark Strider's fine, yep.
I need more dice.
And then you've got a 10-man unit there?
No, 2 5-man.
2 5-man units.
Yeah, so it's on these guys. So I lose one of them.
Okay. one guy gone, and then roll again for the second squad.
Other one. No one from the other one.
No, from that. So just one guy left from that squad.
Dead.
Here we are. So we'll go into the charge phase, and we'll see if anything else can be done. Okay, so the end of turn 1 Admech's fight phase. So the Electro Priests over here, thanks to the greater good, were killed outright. All 7 of them were killed from the crew. The 5-man squad there, 5-man squad there, and I think there's a 5 or 10-man squad at the back.
That's just 5-man. They didn't get shoot did they?
Oh, they didn't even get that far. They
No.
declared greater good, but between those 10 Tau and those 10 crew, they managed to kill the 7 Electro Priests. And then over here on the Overwatch, did 3 wounds against my walkers in combat. They only managed to actually kill 3 of the Tau.
All of them, and this squad who's just within greater good of them.
Yeah, so that was another load of greater good that did quite a bit of damage there. And then with the Armiger on this side, I just multi-charged, knowing full well they were going to get greater good in there anyway. He fought off, I think I did 2 attacks into the 2 stealth suits, 1 into Shadow Sun and 1 into the other stealth suit, and managed to only kill 1 stealth suit in the end of that. And they did another 2 wounds in combat to the Armiger. So actually really poor round for the Admech.
It's a good round for me though.
Great round for the Tau. A lot of poor rolling, I think, on my part there, and some really good rolling on Andrew's side, especially with the Overwatch. So we'll go into Tau turn 1 and see what happens there.
Right, Tau turn 1, I've just pulled my objectives. So that's my first one there. That's doable, that one. That one. That's also doable. Likely as well. I can do that one as well, probably. That one is difficult. I probably won't be able to do it not at least this turn. That one, I'll have to check one in a second. That one I probably won't even go for this turn. I might leave it for a different turn though. Right, onto my movement phase. Okay, so Tau turn 1 movement. Over here he's used the automated repair systems and he got 2 wounds back. The commander there with the missiles has declared Koyon, or I don't know how to pronounce that.
Everyone gets to re-roll their
Yep, within 6 inches, no, not ones, hits.
hits.
Within 6 inches of him, everyone gets to re-roll their hits this turn. Shooting phase, I think it is. I'm not sure if it's combat. I haven't bothered checking. The Ethereal has used Sense of Stone because I normally use re-roll hits, but there's not really much point when they're re-rolling all hits.
Yep.
So everyone around here also has 6+ Feel No Pain.
Your commander's moved, isn't he?
Oh yeah, over here. He swooped over here to try and go for Imperial Knight. These guys moved up just to give him a bit of protection out front. The breach team who's in combat have dropped back, and everyone else has dropped back just to escape any explosion range. Everyone around here has just stayed still.
Keeping the gun line.
Yep. Over here, I've moved Shadow Sun and one of these stealth suits with the drones back there, and left the other stealth suit squad and the other shield drone squad there, because I actually need to take objective 1. But Alex doesn't know that, so don't tell him. So, moving into my shooting phase now. End of Tau turn 1 shooting. Alex just ruined some of the scenery. Right, I did lots of shooting. Over here, this knight is down to 1 wound. The knight that was there is now dead. The knight over there is down to 5 wounds. Over here, one of his chickens is dead.
Yep. And 2 more wounds done to that one.
Yeah, and 2 more wounds to that guy. I think. Oh, I used
Orbital Strike,
Strike, whatever it's called over there. I think I only killed 2 of these
so
guys.
it went across this Dune Crawler, these robots, the character, and this squad of Rangers, and killed 2 of the Rangers.
I think that's it for my shooting. Yeah, so we'll move on to the Tau charging phase, which I'll do now, which is going to be this guy charging him and hoping to take off the last wound.
Okay, so the Tau charge and fight phase, what happens, this stealth suit charged into the Armiger. Neither of them did any damage to each other, so they're sort of stuck in a fight. So, I'm just going to check his cards. I think for morale, I just have this squad down here that lost 2 guys. So I'll roll the dice. They've got leadership of 7, plus a 3, so that takes to a 5. So no one's running away there. So we'll check the objectives, and then we'll go into Admech turn 2.
Tau turn 1. So objectives I got no prisoners for killing off an Armiger. I got overwhelming firepower for killing 1 unit in the shooting phase, which is the same Armiger.
Which is the Armiger.
I got the Patient Hunter for killing a unit by a unit of mine that was in my deployment zone, which is the Armiger.
Yep.
And the greater good, which I got from taking this point from his knight, which is D3 victory points, which is one victory point. So that gives me 4 victory points across these 4 cards.
Yeah, so that's 4 to 2 after the first turn.
Okay, we're moving on to Admech.
Okay, so Admech 2 turn. Yeah, Admech turn 2 movement phase. Everything's moving up the board here because I need to get a bit more range on things and try and deal with some of all the stuff at the back as well as all these stealth suits. So the Armiger here's fallen back to the right hand side. Everything's moved up to join him. The Armiger on this side, he's moved forward. Here's 10 inches that he can move now. He's on his mid damage table. Left the chicken where he is. He's going to have to charge, but I doubt he's going to get through the Overwatch like everything else. So we'll go to the shooting phase and then we'll see if anything actually can get killed at the moment because things are looking poor. Right, so that's Admech turn to shooting phase. Pretty much everything on the back end here shot the stealth suits and the drones that were with Shadow Sun. Only managed to finally clear them off with my last few shots, so Shadow Sun's still alive and wasn't able to target her with anything else. The neutron laser back here tried to shoot into the Riptide, but the Riptide's invulnerable saved it. And I used the stratagem to put the Armiger back onto its top level on the damage table. He did his shots into the Riptide, and again the invulnerable saved him there, so getting those 5 ups continuously. So not a lot cleared off in the shooting phase, just essentially those stealth suits and drones. So we'll go into the charge phase, which is literally just going to be the Dragoon over there, and see if he can survive some greater good. Okay, so that's the end of the Admech charge and fight. So the Dragoon charged in, did a multi-charge against Dark Strider and the Breacher teams there, pretty much gunning for Dark Strider there. Ran the Conqueror Doctrina protocol, so he was hitting on 2s and anything above a 4 would count as 3 hits. Managed to do, I think it was 9 wounds in the end, and 2 were saved, leaving it with about 14 damage, so Dark Strider died there, and the Armiger failed his charge to join in. So that's all that happened in the charge phase. No damage done to the Dragoon in the returning fight phase, so we'll go into Tau turn 2.
Right, so I pulled 5 new tactical reactions to Tau. Let's have a look at them. So that one's going to be a difficult one to achieve, the first one there. Second one might be a bit difficult as well. I can definitely get that one this turn. And I'm definitely going to get that one. Probably some other time. That one is a order to receive, so only my Warlord can achieve that one. That one might be a bit difficult, so I'm just going to start playing my turn now with Tau turn 2. Tau turn 2 movement. Over here, Shadow Sun, by herself, she decided to move on to that objective there, and she's going to have fun shooting anyone who gets in her way. Over here, the Kroot have moved over in that direction just to help protect the front line a bit from any other invaders who might be coming along. The Riptide has moved up in the building just so he's got a slightly better range of the guys over there. He's going to be going for the casting robots in a minute. I used the repair thing on him again to put him up to 14 wounds. Then Nova Charge to put his burst cannon up to 18 shots. And over here the commander has used the stratagem command and control node to give him reroll wounds to his shots this turn. He's just dropped back there because I noticed the casting robots were getting within range of him, so he's just drop back a few inches just so if he wants to shoot him, he's got to move up. I think that's pretty much it for movement. Oh, and the Breacher teams have fallen back from the little chicken there, so they can shoot in a minute. So moving on to the Tau shooting turn 2 now. End of Tau turn 2 shooting. So I've killed the chicken, killed the Imperial Knight, whatever it's called, the Armiger over there. I've killed the Armiger in the middle there, so that's all the Armigers off. I think I killed 1 man from that squad. Yep. 3 or 4 from that squad.
4 from these guys.
4 from those guys.
2 from this squad.
2 over there. I shot pretty much all of my Riptide at his castings and missed. I think I hit wounded with 1 shot in the end.
So
out of
18 shots. There was 1 wound that got through, and then it was a.
And that was with my reroll wounds.
Yeah, there's a 5-up save.
Yeah, over here, Shadow Sun shot and didn't manage to wound anything either.
No, he missed on the hit rolls.
Yeah, so that's the end of Tau. I'm going to check how I do with my objectives now. So I managed to secure objective 1 with Shadow Sun there, which gives you 1 victory point. and got Big Game Hunter for killing the Armigers. That gives me an extra 2 victory points, which puts me up to 6. So we're now at the end of turn 2. We're now currently 6 all.
Yeah, we're now drawing.
Right, so on to
turn 3.
Turn 3, yeah.
So Admech turn 3. These are the cards I've drawn. Got priority orders received, and then drew this one. Should be hopefully an easy one to do. Then these two, and finally these two. So I just need to roll off on one of those. So let's just do that now. And that's that. Okay, let's see what we can do. So that's the end of Admech turn 3 movement phase. I've just moved everything from the back forward essentially, so we can get in range to do some more shooting against that big line of tower at the other end. And then moved the Vanguard to the left and the Engineer that way within range to hopefully take a couple shots over at Shadow Sun over there and get her out of my area, and then we can concentrate on the rest of it. So we'll go to the shooting phase. So here we go. So Admech turn 3 shooting phase. Had one Castellan robot shoot into the squad, or is it strike team? Strike team that was on top of the building over there. They've been cleared off. The other one shot at the Riptide, didn't manage to do any wounds. Then I had the Icarus Array and a Neutron Laser back here with the Dune Crawlers. They fired into the Riptide, took him down
to 3, so you took off 10 wounds.
10 wounds between the two of those. And then the Cognis Stubbers from both Dune Crawlers, the Tet Priest Dominus's Volkite Blaster and Fossil Serpenter he's running with, and the shot from the Engineer, and the shots from the 4 Vanguard. Oh, and I've actually forgotten I've got a sniper over there that can probably shoot. We'll try that. So he's going to be hitting on
Shadow Sun.
On Shadow Sun, yeah. Normally hits on 3, so it'll be 4s because of stealth suits, so we get a 4. That's a hit. And then it's a strength 7 weapon, this sniper rifle. So we're looking for 3s. So that is a wound. It's minus 2 AP, I believe, on the
okay, so it's a 5 up.
Oculus.
Actually dead.
Okay, right, so the just managed to actually clear off that objective there.
What did you do without me reminding you you've got a sniper there?
I know, I totally forgot. This is why you don't have a grey army on a grey terrain. So that actually kind of stymies what I was going to do in my charge phase, because I thought I had nothing else to do and those Vanguard were going to have to charge Shadow Sun, but looks like they're a bit happier. So there's not going to be a charge phase, nothing's in range, nothing needs to take morale, so that's pretty much the end of the Admech turn. So we'll go into, well, I'll check what cards I've got, if I've actually achieved anything, and then we'll go into the Tau turn 3. Okay, so cards achieved on turn 3 for the Admech. Overwhelming firepower, got that for killing Shadow Sun and clearing off the 5-man squad of what was it, Strike Team. And then the priority orders received was a bit of a cheaty one because it's area denial, so my Warlord doesn't actually have to do anything to achieve it other than make sure nothing's in the centre of the table. Measuring it, Andrew's just outside the 12 inches of the centre of the table, so that's D3 victory points. So I'll roll to see how many that one gets me. So that's 2 points. So we'll go into the Tau turn and see if they can get some points.
End of Tau movement, turn 3. The crew have moved up there just to get into a better fire position, along with that 4-man breacher team who advanced. The 2-man breacher team over there have advanced, and the Fusion Blaster Command who was over there has flown right up on a suicide run and sunk himself right there in front, next to all that firepower. Everyone else has stayed still, so I'm going to go into the Tau shooting phase now. I'll use a couple of stratagems. I've healed him a bit up to 4 wounds. I also used the stratagem so he's firing on the stimulant injector, so he's firing on his top vehicle line. And the Ethereal's used his, I can't remember what it's called, his reroll 1s on the Ethereal powers, whatever they're called. Right, on to shooting phase. Right, end of Tau shooting turn 3. Everything's shot into the Castellan robots, including 5 Markalites. The Fusion Blaster Commander shot in there, the Riptide, pretty much everything else. Put quite a few shots, put all the Kroot shots and all the Smart Missiles I've got in my army into those 4 guys there. Didn't do a single wound to them. That's pretty much it for the shooting phase, so I'm going to move on to end of Tau charge and fight phase. So over here the Coulsar Battle Suit charged into his tank. He took 4 wounds of the charge from some, I think it was a Daedalus missile launcher
from the Icarus Array.
Yeah, which I was hoping to get take 1 wound at the most, but he did 1 wound to him by punching me in the face, which was good for a Tau really, Cassidy, and managed to survive. So at least we'll have to. Yeah, he's locked in combat, so that's one thing anyway. So that's the end of the Tau. Go to victory points. I got 2 victory points, which I actually got on Alex's turn, but I'm just going to cover it now. Which is defend objective 5, which is
where my entire army is pretty sitting on at the moment anyway. I've got these two cards which I'm going to get rid of because I've got this one where I've got to kill the enemy warlord with my warlord, which I'm never going to do, and defend objective 3, which, you know, I'm never going to be able to defend that for 2 turns. Yeah, so I'm going to spend a command point to get rid of these two, and moving on to Admech turn 4.
Turn 4, yeah. So, end of Admech turn 4 movement phase. Moved everything away from the commander there, moved all to the left, put the vanguard onto the building, moved the tanks with the Tech Priest Dominus and the engine seer down this side, and sniper staying where he is because he's got a heavy weapon. I don't want to move him. So we'll go into the shooting phase and see if we can get rid of this commander and do anything else to that back line. Okay, Admech turn 4 shooting phase. So what we did is the sniper in the building over here took a shot at his warlord, managed to hit but not wound. The Tech Priest Dominus, he used his Volkite Blaster, did 3 wounds plus a mortal wound to the commander, so he finished him off that final wound. The Neutron Laser did 3 wounds against the Riptide Battlesuit, so that's now gone. And the Cognus Stubber off that, or the 2 Cognus Stubbers from that, and the 2 Vanguard in range, split between shooting some of the Kroot and trying to get a bit of that Breacher team out because they've got slightly higher strength weapons. So nothing's going to happen in the charge phase here. So points scored for Admech, only managed to do the 1, so Rumours of Revelation. So I rolled a 1, it was to capture objective 1, and that is the one right here with my Vanguard. So they made sure he was within 3 inches, so they're still on that objective 1 point that turn.
I'll pull some rubbish objectives. I might be able to do the first one there, if I'm lucky. The second one there is going to be impossible. That one is going to be impossible. And that one is going to be impossible as well. So on to Tau turn 4. Let's see what happens. Tau movement turn 4. So that strike team is moving on to objective 4. That strike team over there has moved on to objective 6. The Kroot and the Breachers have moved into the gate there. They're going to some decent shooting, and the other Breach team advanced over the wall over this side.
So lots of advancing going on.
Yeah, lots of advancing, so I've got quite a lot of me shooting at minuses or not shooting in the case of the 2 strike teams who advance there. So on to the shooting phase. Tau turn 4 shooting. So I put loads of marker lights and pretty much shot everything into the front tank, killing him. The ones who are close to the warlord there, which is the Breacher teams.
So the 2-man Breacher team with 5 Kroot shot at him?
Yeah, the 2-man Breacher team over there, sorry. And 5 of the Kroot there were closer to him than the other guys. So 5 of the Kroot shot at him, and the 2 Breachers taking him down to 2 wounds. And the ones who were close to these guys shot at them. I can't remember, did they kill a guy or is he?
No, you only killed, I think you killed a guy using a missile pod or something, didn't you?
Oh right, yeah, it's probably a smart missile would have been. It wouldn't have shot a missile pod down. It's too strong for that.
Smart missile.
Yep, so that's it for shooting. I'm going to see if I can be bothered to try and make the Kroot charge his warlord or not. Right, end of Tau, charge and fight phase. So the Kroot got in here, they managed to make the charge just after spending a command point to reroll. They did nothing in combat against him. They lost... Oh, I didn't lose anyone on...
You lost 1 on Overwatch.
Oh, I lost 1 on Overwatch. Which I don't think I've taken away, so just take him away.
Yeah.
I think I had 7 before I charged, didn't I?
You had...
Pretty sure I had 7 before I charged, and then I still had 7 on the go in, so...
Nothing came of it anyway.
Yeah, anyway, he didn't kill anyone in the fight back, and I didn't do any wounds to him. But hopefully it's just annoying to have people right next to his warlord like that. Anyway, so over to tackle objectives. I managed to get supremacy because I'm on objective 4 over there, objective 5 over there, and objective 6 over there. So that's D3 victory points for that. I'm just going to roll for that now. That is 3, so that's a 2 victory points. I'm going to Admech turn 5.
Okay, so Admech turn 5, these are the cards I've drawn. So that destroy and acquire I'm not going to do because he hasn't got any vehicles, so that's going to be a bit pointless. This one potentially I can do, and I doubt I'm going to get anywhere near doing any of that. I haven't got enough on the table I think to pull that off, so we'll go on to the turn and see if I can get any points. Right, so it's the end of the movement phase for Admech in turn 5. So all I've done is I've pulled the Dune quarterback, dropped the Dominus out of combat, and put him into the building here. Put the 3 Vanguard just in front of him. I doubt they're going to last very long. And the engine seer has moved back into the building as well, hopefully get a bit of a cover save there. And the tech priest has gone up by 2 wounds because of his masterwork bionics. So we'll go into the shooting phase. Okay, so into the shooting phase, the Icarus array. I put the, I think it's the Conqueror Doctrina, or might be the other one. It's the one that gives you +1 to your hit rolls in the shooting phase, and because he's got a data tether, that will give him +2. So he was hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s against the crew, managed to clear them off. And then the 3 Vanguard here shot into the breach team on this side and managed to take 2 of them out. And the Cognitive Stubber from the Dreamcrawler shot at the other one of the breaches over here. So managed to clear off some of the infantry near the base. The sniper here, he took a shot at the Warlord on the other end and did 2 damage, so he's now on 3 wounds over there. What I might do is just an attempt to charge these 3 Vanguard into that 1 breacher and see how we go. Okay, so that's the end of the charge phase. So the 3 Vanguard made it in, had to command point re-roll on the charge to get them 8 inches, so they just got in with the breacher there. Because they have rad saturation on these Vanguard, the breacher's toughness was brought down to a 2, so managed to wound on a 3. Only 1 wound got through, and I think was it a 1 you rolled on the save?
I rolled 2, I think. Something.
2. Anything less than the armour save, so the breacher's gone. So we've cleared that out. We've just got this 1 breacher still in the deployment zone who's it's a bit annoying. I don't actually have to get him off the table for any reason other than he's annoying me. So we'll go into the Tau turn 5 and see if the game ends after that. I don't know what we're doing on points yet. I think we're 9 points to...
I've got 10 for victory points.
10 for victory points. I'm on 9 at the moment, but I have to count those up. So we'll go into the Tau turn and see how we go.
Right, Tau turn 5 movement. So over here the commander's moved up a bit with the ethereal just to give a better... or just so they could hit everyone with the aura over here. Commander moved up just to get him with the 36 inches of the Warlord over there. The breach has moved up into the deployment zone because line breaker is a victory point in this game, so hopefully if he doesn't die I'll get a victory point, but I'm not holding out much hope for that 1 guy by himself unless we end on this turn. So moving on to Tau shooting phase. I'll use a couple of command points to get that 1 wound on the commander. So move on to the shooting phase now. Right, end of Tau shooting. So shot loads of the Vanguard there, but they took a beating and just wouldn't die. And ended up doing 2 wounds to his Warlord, and that's pretty much it. So that's the end of Tau turn 5. Alex just got an objective for defending objective 1 for the last 2 turns. So now we have to see if the game goes on, don't we?
Yeah, so we've 3 up or 4 up?
Roll and we'll check. So 4 up. The game's probably going to go on.
3 up, the game continues.
Okay, so we're still playing.
Okay, so we're just trying to work out if it's actually worth continuing the game, because as it stands, I mean, there's only one way Andrew could win, and that would be tabling me. But really, that's possible. But I think the only thing I would have to do is essentially keep falling my guys back and hope that they stay just out of range or cause enough issues of having to move Andrew's army to give him problems. As it stands for victory points, I'm on 13. Andrew's on 10 plus 1 for this line breaker here. Obviously that would be that'd be my primary target, so I'd move everything back, kill that guy off to negate that. But then Andrew could potentially get a command point back for killing my Warlord because he's on 2 wounds at the moment. I could potentially heal him up to an extra 3 wounds with his masterwork bionics. So I think if anything, it's probably, if you don't table me, I'll win. If you do table me, you'll win.
Really?
So we could carry on playing, but it might just be long-winded for a game that is...
I mean, I'm going to win, so
yeah.
What's the point, really?
Yeah, exactly, yeah, of course.
So I'll let you get away with this and pretend you won. Well, I think this shows that Tau can fight against the vehicle list with just infantry.
There's a heavy infantry, because the problem, I'd say that one of the major problems with this is the fact that, yeah, I had 2 Castellan robots, and that was probably my anti-infantry. The rest of it was pretty much, my troops are used for screening the whole time. And 3 Armigers, 2 Dreamcrawlers, 2 Dragoons. It's all vehicles. It's not got high output of damage when it comes to volume. but it's
got scary 30-inch melters.
Yeah, good old 13-inch melters, which aren't good against infantry, but they're good at popping vehicles.
I'm surprised my Riptide survived that though. I mean, I was expecting him to die from you guys that played.
Yeah, but to be fair, then I think it was my armour gun that was over here that was wounded. I advanced, put him on the top damage table using a stratagem, took a shot at your Riptide with 2 or 3 shots, and ended up landing nothing. I think so. It was almost a complete waste doing that. So yeah, so I think we're going to leave it there. It's probably more of a draw, if anything. But yeah, it's quite a long game for us, and
it's several days.
Yeah, several days. We had to take a break in between, so it was a long game. I think potentially Tau do have the potential to completely table me anyway, but it will come down to literally me falling back, which isn't going to be particularly entertaining for anyone, I don't think, of me just running away and Andrew rolling hundreds of dice to try and kill me.
I want to get my ghost kill painted because he sounds even worse than just the stealth suits to deal with.
Yeah, so the stealth suits are an absolute pain in the arse, being up in my deployment zone and having to take 2 or 3 turns to clear them off.
Now you know how it feels to play against a shooting army who's -1 to hit at range.
That's true.
And there's only them for -1, not like all your other guys doing -1 a lot of the time.
But it would be nice if, Admech had drones and 4-up bombs and feel no pains floating around that they could just throw everything onto.
You have got a lot of involved, don't you?
Well, everything in the army does have an invuln. Everything does, but it's a 6-up invuln rather than the 4-up. So I find very rarely do my troops ever survive if shot at. And then saying that my electro priests, tabled first turn trying to charge in.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I was hoping they would do more, but that's like 60-odd shots. Yeah, greater good is a pain. That and my 2 dragoons were pretty hampered to start. So don't take close combat stuff against Tau because they won't survive.
Well, if they get into combat, they probably will.
Right, yeah. So we'll call it a game there, and see you next time.